what's up, it's Shadows here, and in today's video I'm just going to go over my general opinion on Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So, it has now been officially, guys, almost a week since we got the reveal of Call of Duty Modern Warfare. There's been some ups, there's been some downs, and I just kind of want to go over my opinion from what I've seen. I've been kind of holding this back because I kind of wanted to get all the information possible before I went ahead and made this video, because honestly, when I first watched the live stream with this gameplay last week and I kind of saw everything going on in Call of Duty's Twitch channel, I kind of had very mixed feelings. I kind of had feelings that didn't feel like COD, didn't look like COD, and I just personally had a lot of mixed feelings about the game. Now that we've kind of gotten some facts, we've gotten the YouTuber's point of view on the game, how it actually feels to them, I kind of think it's time for me to go ahead and tell you what I think about the game so far, what I like about it, what I don't like about it, and what I think absolutely needs to be fixed about the game at the current state it is at. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and hop into my first initial reaction to the Call of Duty reveal for multiplayer for Modern Warfare. So, when I first saw how the game looked, I thought it was stunning. I think it looks really good. Yes, it doesn't look like normal Call of Duty, it looks a little bit different, but I really do like the fact that they finally upped the graphics to kind of be on par with Battlefield. Now, I know a lot of people said, well, it looks like Battlefield and you're running around and stuff, which I guess I can kind of see why you guys be upset about that, but I personally still enjoy the game and how it looks. It still looks like Call of Duty. There's certain things that you can't do in Battlefield that you could definitely still do in Modern Warfare. I like the fact that you could drop shot again. If you guys didn't see that, you could actually finally drop shot again. I hated that about Black Ops 4, that they took away drop shotting, because me personally, as a Call of Duty player, you know, there's either the Call of Duty players that jump or they drop shot. I learned how to drop shot and be able to keep my aim perfectly on target. Can I jump shot and stuff? Yes, but my drop shot has always kind of been my strong point, and I'm happy to see that's going to be returning this year. I'm also happy to see that 100 health is going to return, and I'm also happy to see that the kill time isn't 400 bullets like it was on Black Ops 4. Now, let's go ahead and say the things that I noticed right off the start that I didn't like. Number one, the biggest thing I think that I didn't like was the fact that the screen kind of had some big things missing from it. So, for example, we did not have the minimap. That's gone completely. I didn't like the fact that they tried to replace the minimap with this whole, like, compass type thing at the top of your screen. I don't like either of those. There's a couple things that I think are missing from this game so far, like, for my initial reaction. I instantly noticed that there was no way to really tell where your teammates is, which is really important for core matches, to kind of be able to tell where your teammates are. So I really hope that's going to be added. But that was about it off the initial reaction. I was just kind of stunned by what I was seeing, that there was stuff missing. I was surprised by the stuff that there was, and I did think it was really cool. Now, let's go ahead and go over some of the things that I think are really, really cool that I think Modern Warfare did right this year. So number one, I think that Call of Duty is really taking a step in the right direction as far as gun customization goes. Now, you guys might be saying, well, isn't it that stupid and crazy because there's so much you could do and they try to make it a lot more realistic? I mean, I kind of understand where people are going to be confused about this whole new way to edit your guns and everything, but I do like the fact that they kind of made it so customizable that the gun itself is basically a main character, and you can kind of express yourself and your playstyle by just the gun. And if someone picks up your gun after they kill you, they can kind of know, I guess, what you like to do. If you like to sit back and camp, obviously you'll have like a class that's good at that. If you like to run and gun, you're gonna have a class that has all the fast attachments on it. So I just really like what they did about that. And there's also one thing that I really, really like that I know some of the COD community doesn't like. I'm really happy they got rid of the Pick 10 system and kind of went back to the system that Call of Duty used before Black Ops 2 and before the Pick 10 system was used. So basically what Modern Warfare 3 and CODs earlier than that used, which is you get one primary, you get a secondary, you get a lethal, you get a tactical, and then you get your 3 perks. And there's not any of this. You could have a primary with 4 billion perks instead of, and not have a secondary lethal. I kind of missed having a secondary, a lethal, and a tactical at all times, and it was kind of one of those things where you had to sacrifice some of that stuff so that you could make your main weapon be able to compete with what the other players were using. I also like the fact that each gun is going to have the ability to have 5 attachments on it at a time. So I think that's sick. It's going to be really cool to see that people are going to be able to have 5 attachments, 3 perks, a tactical, a lethal, a secondary with also 5 attachments on. I just think that's really cool, and I can't wait to see the class setups this year. I think that's going to be just a whole community for itself, going over the best class setups with the game. Obviously, when we get hands-on with the game, I will be putting out those like little tips and tricks videos where we'll be kind of showcasing some of the best weapons in the game, what I personally think the best attachments are, and obviously those are going to be some huge videos this year because of how the customization is for the guns. Now, with that being said, let's go over some things that I definitely do not like about the new Call of Duty. Number one, the biggest thing, I hate the fact that there's not a minimap. Now, I know we already talked about this in videos, so I'm not going to go over it too much, but I just think Call of Duty needs to add the minimap back. That's it, and let's just keep going. Number two, I don't like the fact that currently there's not really a way to see where your teammates are. I think that's really confusing, and I really hope that they're going to fix that. Number three, I don't like how slow the game looks. It doesn't look like it's gonna play like Call of Duty, which is kind of worrying. There were those moments where like it was definitely a Call of Duty game. You had people like running towards each other. One would jump shot, the other would drop shot. Like those are Call of Duty moments. But then there are also those times where you would see an entire team stack up at a door and breach it, and I was like, this is Rainbow. This is not Call of Duty. So I'm really hoping that when the public gets their hands on the game, we kind of get back to just normal Call of Duty, where people are just going to be running around the map shooting at each other. You're going to have like maybe the one guy locking down a power position, stuff like that. I don't want there to be team pushes and stuff on TDM. I just think that's going to be very annoying and frustrating to try to play with. With that being said, let's go ahead and go over to the final part of the video today, which is going to be what I think absolutely needs to be fixed for Call of Duty's launch. Now, number one, even though we haven't gotten hands-on or anything with it, and I think that if our opinions are still as strong as they are about the minimap when we get hands-on with it for the beta, that they'll add it, I think the most important thing to make Call of Duty Modern Warfare survive is they need to add the minimap back. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be like, it's not that big of a deal, but no, for casual players, it is definitely a big deal, and they even said that it's going to be in competitive, it's always going to be on. Like, why would you turn on like the minimap for competitive players, but have it off for casual players? Like, that doesn't make any sense. If anyway, it should be the opposite way around. You should challenge competitive players a little bit more by not having a minimap for them, and have casual players be able to have the minimap. I don't understand the logic with Infinity Ward there, but, you know, there's that. Number two, I think that there needs to be a way to kind of make the gameplay go a little bit faster so it's not as tactical as it is currently, because I do feel like a lot of the Call of Duty community is not going to enjoy the game if it stays as slow paced as it is currently. Now, I'm not saying I want it to be Black Ops 4 speed where you could slide across the entire map by doing one knee slide, but I do want to see it kind of be the speed of Call of Duty Ghosts or Modern Warfare 3. Those were good Call of Duty speeds. They were fast paced, but they were also slow enough to where you could kind of play a little bit more tactical if you wanted to, but at the same time it still felt like Call of Duty, and I really hope that Modern Warfare this year will be able to do that. Other than that, just want to be able to see where my teammates are. That's going to be a very big important thing. They need to add a way to see teammates, because that is a huge important thing. Two, I do think that they have the right idea going on with this whole 20v20, 50v50 modes. I just hope that they can kind of fine tune it and make it run perfectly well, and kind of, once again, they need to be able to see where your teammates are in there so that you're not running around in circles or getting shot in the back 24/7. But otherwise, I think Call of Duty Modern Warfare is going to be a good Call of Duty. Do I think it could be the big Call of Duty that saves Call of Duty? I'm not too sure yet. It definitely has the potential to be able to do that, but it has some things that need to be worked on before it can become that Call of Duty. Well, that's going to do it for today's video. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you leave a like, and if you haven't already, click that bell icon to be notified whenever I upload a new video or go live on this channel. Thank you guys all so much for clicking on today's video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace. With